Okay, let me first say before I speak, just run a show, we're going to have Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rinck address the vantage point of this good news from the council standpoint. I want to recognize Council President Sarah Nelson's here with Councilmember Rob Saka in Finance Chair, Budget Chair, Councilmember Dan Strauss. Thanks you for being here. I think the headline should be, City Hall is working. We're working in the sense that we brought together business leaders, the mayor and the council working together, human service providers, nonprofit organizations, and community leaders, trying to look at what can we do to make sure we have a vibrant small business community, employing people from their own communities. One of the benefits of this job that I have is I get to go to some of the coolest restaurants all over the city. I've had the best tofu in the city that the city has to offer. And I'll go to Columbia City and West Seattle and Bitter Lake and Laurelhurst or the Central District. And there are so many great stories to tell when you have the ability to do that about the vibrancy of these small businesses. When we say they are truly the heart and soul of our neighborhoods, they're creating jobs and they employ residents and add character, that is almost an understatement. This proposal, this B&O tax relief, has been consistently highlighted in so many discussions as one of the most effective ways to support our small and medium-sized businesses. So by reducing taxes for 90% of small and medium-sized businesses, we are helping entrepreneurs pursue their dream. We're helping ensure that they can continue to contribute to the fabric of our neighborhoods and indeed our communities. So this creates a pathway for a more affordable Seattle for small and medium businesses. You know, we've looked at so many internal systems on how we can help as well. And at the same time, this legislation helps secure funding for essential services and programs that our residents rely on. These services include affordable housing vouchers, and shelter, food banks, supports for survivors of gender-based violence. You heard in the council's deliberations, cancer research institutions, all of which have a threat of funding based on the rhetoric and the nonsensical positions taken in the Trump administration. I've used terms like the federal government should have a sacred pact with cities, and I don't say that term lightly. It is very clear that, in our opinion, based on our values here in the city, that we believe they are abandoning their responsibility to provide a social safety net that is so critically needed to help all communities. So this balanced approach and this very thoughtful approach that the City Council clearly deliberated on, I heard just a few snippets of a few speeches. I won't comment on some of those speeches, but they were well done. I'll just put it that way. But they were heartfelt. And I was really happy to hear that this balanced approach, relief for small businesses and raising new progressive revenue, underscores our city's commitment to both economic growth and community resilience. And so by signing this legislation, it places this proposal on the ballot for November 2025. If I'm not mistaken, there's a few other issues on that ballot. As I recall, thought I was going to get a better laugh than that. But we look forward to the voters' decision, and again, my heartfelt thanks to the community leaders, Councilmember Mercedes Rinck, as a freshman or fresh person, I guess, on the City Council. You should be very proud of the leadership. The council is really doing well in terms of making sure they're having an honest and transparent and a value-based discussion on this proposal, and they demonstrated their ability to do so. So, speaking next, Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rinck, and we're proud to partner again with you on this proposal and the entire council for this innovative revenue solution. And again, congratulations, and you have the microphone.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Harrell, for those kind words. Thank you to my colleagues as well that are here today. I am Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rinck, and thank you all so much for being here to celebrate this incredible win for the people of Seattle. Today is a big day as we celebrate the passage of the Seattle Shield Initiative through Seattle City Council, and as we are set to send this to voters. When the Trump administration took office and kicked off a flurry of executive orders throwing federal money, our federal workforce, and our civil rights into jeopardy, Seattle City Council responded by standing up the Select Committee on Federal Administration and Policy Changes to understand these impacts to our city. And the Trump regime's actions since taking office in January have shaken any sense of stability and predictability for our businesses and have eliminated or attempted to eliminate entire categories of economic support for cities like Seattle. We built the Seattle Shield Initiative proposal as a well-researched, thoroughly stakeholdered, and strongly vetted response to this constellation of challenges. Once Seattle voters provide us with this tool, this more progressive rebalancing of our B&O tax, we will ensure that critical city services are maintained despite challenges with our budget or the Trump regime today. And with this proposal, we can simultaneously do this while shielding our small businesses, the heartbeat of our neighborhoods, from economic uncertainty. This bill, crafted in partnership with Mayor Harrell and that council just unanimously passed, represents the work of all of us. We worked together to draft, fine-tune, and amend this. We worked with countless stakeholders in the small business community, unions and human services providers across sectors, many of whom are present with us today. And together, we've shown that local government can step up when federal leadership steps back. Together, we're saying Seattle will remain a city that chooses collaboration over division, because we know when we invest in each other, we can build a future we all deserve. And I believe when we give Seattle voters the choice this November, they will choose to shield our city and protect what matters most, one another. So to close out, I want to thank Mayor Harrell and the entire team at the Mayor's Office, the City Budget Office, Council Central Staff, the Office of Economic and Revenue Forecasts, my team in the Office of Position 8, and my colleagues on City Council for their partnership in developing this legislation and passing it unanimously. And I want to thank the Seattle Human Services Coalition and our human services providers, MLK Labor and our union partners, small business leaders like from the West Seattle Chamber who spent time with my team to workshop this proposal and champion it. This is for all of you. Let's do this. Thank you.
And I'd like to thank the City Budget Office and the Council Central Staff and the Office of Economic and Revenue Forecasts and my staff and colleagues and friends on the council. And I'd like to thank the Human Services Coalition and Human Service Providers and MLK Labor and Union Partners, small business leaders. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. If there's any questions, we'll entertain a few, but we want to sign some legislations and really shake some hands. And so if there are any questions, I don't want to deprive you of the opportunity to ask any questions. Hearing none, I'm going to count us down to 3, 2, 1, Seattle. Okay, let's sign some legislation. Let's get that good photo op here. We got to remember this day. Urban so funny.
Send me a coffee cup.
Yeah. Okay, right there.
Thank you, Mayor. I was going to say, Photoshop me out that picture. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. We got some cameras behind you, so we'll get your shot. Okay. All right. These are all going to. And the crowd said, yay!